Being a man is all about using your willpower to carve yourself the life you desire. When you become a man, you undergo a significant life change that transforms you from a child to a man. Rather than being a victim of your environment, look for ways to change it. It occurs when you choose to accept responsibility for your situation. A guy will not hesitate or falter if an opportunity arises that is consistent with his objectives. When you take responsibility for yourself and then utilize your power as a man to help others, there are several essential aspects of expressing yourself energetically as a man to keep in mind. In this video, we talk about how to transition from being a boy to a man, and how can a guy improve in every way. You must first develop the habit of rejecting requests. Knowing when to say no is an essential part of being a guy. It's acceptable to shout no occasionally. In a society where maintaining the status quo and being average are highly valued, it could be challenging for the modern man to speak out for himself. This kind of submission robs guys of their inherent masculinity and their capacity to become strong, magnificent men. It's becoming more socially acceptable to fit in and stop paying attention to your personal growth. You have to draw the line at some point. I implore you to establish your energy boundaries for both your professional and personal lives as a man. You don't think twice to tell someone outright that they've crossed the line when they do. Establish clear boundaries that nobody ever gets to cross, no matter what happens, to allow you to restore your independence. Saying no might not always be simple, but a real man will take responsibility for his actions and will not let his masculinity be compromised. Taking charge of your personal area and territory is the second thing that elevates you as a guy. Men who are in positions of authority will claim their dominion and exert their authority. A strong body and mind are essential above everything else. I'm talking about being a true alpha. Being an alpha does not entail beating your chest and acting intimidatingly. Alpha has the qualities of being quiet, inhaling deeply, and expressing oneself in the present. Being an alpha man entails asserting your territory and expressing your energy. You become alpha by standing tall and speaking clearly and dominantly. Lift your head, inhale deeply, smile, and use clear, concise language. A real guy does not tremble, hunch down, talk softly, scowl, or decide to be weak. You have complete control over these postural cues as a male. Decide to adopt a more alpha role. Thirdly, you need to speak out for others who are weaker or less fortunate than you. When a guy has the ability to aid someone, he should always do it. The most powerful talent you possess as a man is this. I'm not saying you should spend all your time on charity, but you should constantly have a positive impact on those who might need it. Do you see anyone being upset? Ask them how they are doing and let them know you are there for them. Is someone being victimized by bullying or receiving an unjust punishment for an offense they didn't commit? Defend them and make it clear that such behavior will not be tolerated. It's not necessary to state it exactly. Simply state it clearly by using a stern tone of voice. Always use your masculinity to bring out the best in others, to help those in need, and to be open by highlighting their positive attributes and lowering their negative perceptions. The fourth is to embrace your sexuality without shame. Declare it. Unquestionably, a powerful guy is a sexual man. Don't be embarrassed of your strength or sexuality as a man. If you have feelings for someone, be clear about your intentions. The tendency of many men to avoid upsetting other people is one of the problems I observe in them. They are cautious not to walk on anyone's toes, especially women's. They won't even introduce themselves because they are so afraid of offending a lady or seeming strange or unfriendly. You must accept as one of the qualities of a strong guy. You're going to irritate some folks eventually. Even if most people think highly of you, there will always be people who don't agree with the way you act, think, or feel, and that's okay. You control how you show yourself to the world as a male, including who you speak with. Being frightened and timid causes you to exude unease and vulnerability. If you struggle with this, be strong, fearless, and assertive. If you find yourself being overly pushy, you can always back off. Many ladies and people may find you annoying, but at least they will respect you. Instead of just loitering, you're at least making an effort to develop connections and engage in sexual activity. The fifth item is to actively serve and safeguard your family and close friends. Serving and looking out for one's family and friends is a man's obligation. One of your duties is to radiate energy of security, strength, and love to everyone around you. It's not your parents, friends, or financial condition that's the issue. It is a man's responsibility to provide his family a sense of security and power. Your loved ones may benefit much from a strong man's influence and presence in your life. You put everything else aside when they seek for help so that you may focus entirely on them. You appreciate your relationship and connection with these folks beyond anything else. Your family will be there for you when you need them the most if you utilize your special talents and energies to help them. And trust me, you will need them. Men need to make sure they generate more than they consume. A real guy is motivated by something bigger than himself. It dwarfs his finances, social life, day job, and perhaps even his family. A real man is constantly looking for ways to give back to society, and those who gave him the means to live as a youngster. As a male, you'll always try to add as much value as you can to others. By assisting others, you may fulfill your innermost desires as a man, which are to grow and create. My goal as a man is to teach others how to care for their health holistically in order to maintain a healthy body and mind. I want to contribute to as many people's health and happiness as I can, in order for the energy I spend to benefit the globe and become more valuable over time. I put more effort into this goal than everything else in my life every single day. The day seems short when a guy accomplishes something that satisfies his purpose and benefits others because he is absorbed by his task. It becomes a passion over time. Additionally, a passion is far more motivating than a profession. Last but not least, you must always act honestly. According to a Google search, integrity is defined as honesty, and a commitment to moral principles are qualities associated with moral uprightness, being entire and unbroken in nature. A strong moral code that you uphold throughout your life is referred to as having integrity. Here are some examples of how I live by my moral code. I will never make a donation to a company, cause, or endeavor that does not support my beliefs in a healthy lifestyle and diet. I won't commit theft. Never will I talk ill of or purposely hurt somebody. If my job requires me to damage the environment every year for millions of cash, whether I'm a millionaire or a billionaire has no bearing, because doing the job would go against my morals and cause me to lose my integrity. I wouldn't accept it. It's the same as talking behind someone's back. No matter how enraged or upset I am, I never talk behind someone's back, whether it be my closest friend or my deadliest opponent, because doing so would compromise my honesty.